right, welcome back to this edition of the Renegade Report with the last of the Bowser boys, Kenny Calvin. And one of the things about being a former player turned coach, now sports media professional, is the fact that I get to explain all the things that make us great as an organization. One of those things that makes us great is having an awesome athletic training staff. And one of the leads of that staff is Mr. Mike Medeiros. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, thank you.
Well, it's awesome to be able to have some time with you. I mean, our last few years of interaction is usually just a wave and a handshake during events, right?
Right.
All right, so we get some one-on-one time. So.
Well, you guys, my understanding is this is your last show for the season or whatever, and so you guys must have been hurting for guests. So.
Well, I definitely leave that kind of stuff to Brandon, and we got multiple people who wanted to be here, but you're so important they couldn't come. So we had to get you on because you're supposed to be in here, man. What took you so long?
Well, I'm a behind-the-scenes type of guy, so I don't like being in the spotlight. But
well, I can wholeheartedly agree with that.
I'm honored to be here, though.
I can wholeheartedly agree with that. So let's talk timeline. How long have you been part of Bakersfield College?
Oh, well, my story goes back to 2001 when I was out of grad school. I went to Allen Hancock College back in 1996.
Okay.
I worked there for 5 years.
All right.
Hancock and BC have a long-time rivalry.
Oh, yeah, we've had some tough games down there.
I established a good relationship with Fred back then, and anyway, he knew I wasn't totally happy with my position there. It was a unusual position. It was contracted through a physical therapy clinic.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was a good job out of college, but it wasn't the ideal job. It could be better, and so Fred had talked to me and mentioned that they upgraded their assistant athletic trainer position, and so I'm a Central Valley guy, and so it was an opportunity for my wife and I to get a little bit closer to our family, but not too close.
Yeah,
and,
I got you. Still keep some room, huh?
And BC is a great athletic tradition, and it was just a good opportunity. So in 2001, I came over to Bakersfield College.
Wow, so we just missed each other
Yeah.
a few years.
Okay.
I left in 96.
Okay.
Went on and transferred to Arkansas. But I had a chance to play in Arizona as at the next level. And I had a few Fresno State guys on my team, and I think you may have actually had a chance to be a physical trainer for them if you were there between 94.
I left in 94. I graduated in 94.
Okay,
so,
okay.
So who are you referring to, maybe?
Okay, so Michael Pittman?
Michael Pittman, yes. He was a freshman when I was there. So so I didn't actually, I don't know how much he actually played because Lorenzo Neal was there when I played.
That was going to be the next name that I said, my
Trent
buddy
Dilfer
from Lemoore.
Trent Dilfer and that whole group of guys, Ron Rivers and
David Dunn.
David Dunn, exactly, a BC guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely. So I wanted to get that out there, give some of my guys a shout out. Shout out Pittman. And the rest of the guys. But great relationship with Fresno State. A lot of our athletic trainers who were Bakersfield College students transferred on to Fresno State. We have a great relationship where we send guys there.
Right.
But let's talk about how special it was to work under Fred Smith. Fred, I mean, we consider Fred a legend here. We talk about so many hours that are put in behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And you guys don't want this kind of recognition, but it's important for former players and coaches to acknowledge your contribution because without you guys, there wouldn't be any players healthy enough to play.
Well, yeah. I mean, Fred is like you said, he's a great guy, and it was an honor to work with him. And I learned a lot from Fred. So just not about athletic training and just how to treat people and stuff. So anyway, Fred is a very unique individual. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know him personally, and he's never short for a story.
Oh, yeah, he has a story. Oh, he was maybe one of my best guests of all time. He came in with a stack of papers full of stories.
Yeah, I'm surprised he had to have the papers, but he has no short story either.
Oh,
so.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know Fred very well, as I can see. So let's talk about day-to-day basis, because one of the things that people underestimate with athletic trainers is how many hours go into your success. You guys are there at 5, 6 in the morning at times.
Yep.
4 hours before an athletic contest is even started to make sure everybody has appropriate taping, injuries that like therapy, rehabilitation. Walk us through a regular day. So what time would you show up at the office?
Well, this time of year, it's pretty nice, but I'm going to start with our crazy time, which is in the summer,
Yes.
when football's getting fired up towards the end of July, beginning of August. So our team will go into meetings about 7. So we're there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll do some treatments and get some guys ready for practice. They do chalk talk at 7, usually on the field around 8.
Absolutely.
And then we'll stay after practices for treatments. And then we have, that's football. That's with football, and we have 19 other sports on campus.
Exactly.
So some of those teams are practicing later in the afternoon. So it's not uncommon to do 50, 60 hours a week, and I will say that times have changed over the years.
Okay.
Football, for example, we don't do double days anymore, so that's really has cut back on our time quite a bit. So
What is the world coming to? I feel gypped.
Right.
All those double days I went through, torturing 110 degrees, and now y'all don't even have them anymore. Spoiled, I'll tell you.
Right, that's right. Exactly. So. So we're usually there, several hours before an event or practice, and then we're there for, at least an hour afterwards.
Absolutely.
Too. So it's, but we enjoy it. We do it because we enjoy it. We, athletes, they're playing their sport because that's what they love to do, and we get to help them and keep them healthy, and they let us do what we love to do, help them. So
Absolutely.
it's that's a lot of fun. So you really have to enjoy what you're doing to be able to work the amount of time that we do.
I agree. I mean, because a 60-hour work week is a heavy load.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing for a living, but
Right.
being part of the process to assist athletes with getting to the next level. I had some injuries later in my collegiate career. Couple during my BC era, but nothing too serious. But I always reflected on how much time that was spent after practice, before practice, as you referred to, with people like Kerry Boomer Smaglieri and some of my other trainers who were there when I was a player. And I was like, you have to love to do this to be here right now. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And you're here with me because I have to be, and I know you don't have to be here, but you care, and it's the
Right.
reason why you guys are in this field, because not only is it something that you're passionate about, but you care about the success of the program as a whole.
Right.
And thousands of athletes. If you're not thankful for your athletic trainers and your athletic equipment staff, I don't know what's going through your head, because you guys were always my favorite people, sometimes more than my coaches, because I knew I was going to need you first, whether it was getting taped, getting wrapped, iced up. Me and Coach Coble joked about how good we like to look. Sometimes my wrist didn't hurt. I just wanted to look good. And I come in there and
call
get
that the
taped
TV
up.
tape job.
Oh, the TV tape, exactly. Getting the TV tape job, wasting tape. How much
Yeah.
money do you think players waste on tape?
Shoot, I don't even know. I don't want to say, because our budget might get cut.
I know, right? So I had to reflect on that, because there's so many sacrifices that you guys have as a staff that go overlooked. But like you said at the beginning, before the camera came on, you guys aren't in it for the attention. But it's
Right.
important for those who know how much work you put in to remind you that you are appreciated. So
Well,
if you haven't been told enough, Mr. Medeiros, I appreciate you.
well, thank you.
Maybe I'll come in and
Thank
get
you.
my ankles
Sure,
taped for
come on
old
in.
time's sake.
Come on in. We'd love to do it.
All right, so talking about the spring, the spring wound down. We had some success on multiple programs.
Yeah, it's
baseball,
great year.
softball, conference champions. Swimming's still going, golf's still going.
Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball as well. Coach Ferreira always does a fantastic job. Talk about how great it feels for you to see all the work that they put in at the end of the year pan out.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's probably the number one satisfaction for me, is working on these athletes throughout the season and then seeing them have success. So when they have success, I feel successful.
Yes.
I like to compete. I like to win. So when our teams win, I win, and it's satisfying.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I told Coach Coble. I was like, hey, Coach, I'm not a huge golf guy, but everything you guys do, I feel it. When we play terrible and I look at the scores and I have to go back and report, I feel terrible when we play terrible. And now that you guys are feeling like you're playing at the top of your game, it makes me feel great, and like I'm just part of that as well, because we are collectively, as a staff. So Mr. Medeiros, I appreciate everything you do, and it's definitely an honor to finally have more than 10 seconds with you.
Absolutely, yeah, I know.
I swear the last 2 years we're like, hey,
how you doing? Handshake,
and just go about our ways. But you guys are so busy, but can't let you get out of here without understanding how valued you are as a athletic professional.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So this summer, anything special coming up for you and the family?
Well, I'll try to enjoy some time off before we get fired up with our fall sports. But nothing much at this point. Hoping to get some vacation in, though, for sure. Definitely catch up with Coach Coble and hopefully do some golfing. So.
There we go. Well, hey, I might join you guys, 'cause I just promised some lunch, so I just got to hold them to that. So
well, let's do it.
Hey, Mr. Medeiros, it's an honor. Keep up the great work, and can't wait to come and share some more time with you. And now, since we've had this 20 minutes together, I'll feel more comfortable and stick out and hang around with you a little more when we see each other.
Absolutely. Right? Sounds good.
All right. This is Kenny Calvin with athletic specialist Mike Medeiros. We'll be right back with some more recaps, talk about some of the accomplishments of our postseason, and also some awards that were handed out to some of our top performers right after this break.